Now that it's officially fall, I think we need to go thrifting for some fall staple pieces. And I also want to find some fall fabrics and patterns to upcycle and thrift flip. So hello and welcome. My name is Bianca and this is a place to inspire and to be inspired. I love all things crafting and creating on a budget. And it was only a couple weeks ago that we did our last thrift haul video, but most of the things I found in that video were pieces that I wanted to keep as is. And from that thrift haul, I only had a couple pieces to upcycle. And I'm hoping today we can find a bunch of fabrics that I want to use for future projects. And for fall pieces that I would like to find and not have to do any alterations on, I do want to find a couple jackets. Will I get a chance to wear them? I don't know, but we're gonna look anyway. And I feel like tan suede jackets are still gonna be really big this fall and winter. And I will be looking through the boots again. And I also want to find some belts with silver detail instead of gold. So let's head to our first thrift store. The first thrift store I'm going to head into today is the red, white, and blue thrift store. I usually have the most luck here, and I also usually spend the most time here, and I wanted to start in the shoes. I found these brown Clark clogs. I really liked the Sherpa detail on the top. It does look a little bit worn though, but I don't think it's dirty. I've seen a lot of really cute ways to style clogs, and I know that this will make a great fall shoe, especially pairing with like pants, just having something quick to throw on when I leave the house. And I really can't tell if this is a cute purse or not. I think I like the pattern, but I'm not familiar with this brand, and the strap on this was pretty worn, so I just don't really think it was worth the price, but I kind of like the pattern of it. And moving on to the shirts, I found this little brown button down. It feels like a linen material, and I like that the bottom is kind of pleated. These buttons are falling off though, so I'm going to have to repair those if I buy this. It says it's $10, but I still haven't checked the white tags to see if there's a sale. And then I found this short sleeve sweater top. I like the little flower detail. I'm just not sure if I would actually get wear out of this because I feel like this is something I would have to wear as is. And then I found this striped button down. I love doing projects on button downs. I feel like almost every video I do some kind of button down transformation. So I'm going to brainstorm what I could do with this one. And then I found this striped button down. I really liked the pattern of this stripe better than the other one I showed you guys. I feel like it could definitely pass for like business casual if it was more fitted. I feel like that's kind of been a popular aesthetic lately. Let me know if you've also been seeing that on your Pinterest feed. And then I found this white long sleeve Anthropology shirt. I really liked the sleeves on this. It kind of had like a slight bell sleeve here at the bottom. And if the orange tag is not on sale, I don't know if this is worth $20. And once I tried it on, it kind of confirmed my suspicions. The shoulders are just a little bit poofed out, and to me it feels very costumey, almost like a Renaissance costume or something. And then I came across this brown like blazer. I wouldn't really call it a jacket because it's extremely thin, but it does have this like velvety texture to it. I'm not familiar with this brand, and I just have a feeling I won't get much use out of this. And I love finding mixed materials. This one, like the body of this top is like a t-shirt material, and then the sleeves are sheer. And I think for the price of this, it's worth getting and seeing what we can turn it into. And it's no surprise that I found another button down that I like the pattern of. This one almost reminded me of like seashells, but I think it's a floral pattern, and I like that the colors are very neutral. I think it's pretty reasonable for the price, especially if I can turn it into something that I would love wearing. And then I found this striped shirt. It is super thick. Even for Florida, I feel like it's borderline too thick, but I still want to try it on to see if there's any potential in this. And I loved the thicker striped pattern on this one, and also that they're all neutral colors. But unfortunately, this piece looks like it's an extra small, so maybe someone shrunk it, I don't know. But if I do purchase this, I'm gonna have to just use it for the fabric because this looks like it was meant for children. And let me know if you guys are getting sick of me thrifting for button downs to upcycle, because I just keep finding them, and I love the pattern of this one. It's a black gingham with black embroidered flowers on it. I think this has so much upcycle potential, and it could be paired with a black mini skirt or a white mini skirt or jeans. The options are endless. And this one is not giving fall. It has these little white embroidered daisies on it. It's Lily Pulitzer, which I've never gravitated to, but I feel like this would be really fun to style for spring or summer. So the question is it worth buying for $20 just to have it sit in my closet until next spring? I don't know, but I mentioned I wanted to start finding some more scarves, and I love the skinny scarves right now. This one is very fun and colorful, and I think for a mild fall, this would be perfect because it's not really meant to keep you warm, but it is a fun accessory. And I also found this bright green skinny scarf. I feel like that's not the technical term for these, but I just like calling them skinny scarves. I have been loving this shade of green, and it's almost the same shade of green as as the top I'm wearing today. And again, I just think that this would be a fun styling piece to accessorize with. I always have such a hard time looking for jackets because I'm not good with doing alterations on jackets, which means that whatever jacket I find, it needs to fit as is. And I always find cute jackets that I love, but then I go to try it on and it's way too big or way too small. And I just have not been having great luck when it comes to finding jackets. Maybe it's just because of where I live, I don't know. And I thought this red leather bomber jacket was really cute, but when I tried it on, it was massive. Moving on to the skirts, I was drawn to this corduroy plum colored skirt. Right now it's kind of like a midi skirt length. The brand is Bass, and I think for the price this would be worth getting so that I could make some alterations to it. I don't think it's going to be too big, but I might need to do like a minor alteration on the waist, and I may or may not shorten it. And then I found this ruffle skirt, which I think would be great for layering with like an oversized sweater on top, and I think this is a Free People tag. And for the price, I think that this might be worth it, especially if I only need to make a minor alteration on it. I already own 2 brown maxi skirts. This one has so much fabric though, and it feels almost like a linen material. I didn't check it, but I would love to either find or make a brown linen mini and midi skirt. There is so much fabric here, I could probably make multiple pieces out of it, so that might be worth it. And I was so excited to find this brown corduroy maxi skirt. I think this will be so fun to style. I have so many similar things pinned on my Pinterest. I'm not familiar with this brand, but I've been needing a maxi corduroy skirt in my wardrobe, and this one is perfect. And then I found this really fun skirt that had a bunch of different patterns going on. Ironically, the second pattern from the top, I thrifted a skirt where the entire skirt was that pattern, and I did a thrift flip on it a few videos back. I don't remember what brand it was, but I'm guessing it must have been the same brand because it was an identical pattern. And this is definitely giving boho vibes, and I feel like this would be really fun to style with some boots for fall. I think my cart is full enough. I need to go through and decide what I want to purchase, and on my way to checkout, I was looking through the belts. I want some really fun statement belts, and these were just a little too boring for me. Wow, this is one of my biggest hauls from one singular thrift store in a very long time. I think out of everything I got at the red, white, and blue thrift store, 3 of the items are like accessory pieces, and those are the only pieces I have to wear as is. Everything else in this bag needs to be altered or it's going to be a complete thrift flip. So this is very exciting. And already I would consider today a success. And I am on my second caffeinated beverage of the day. This is the Bloom Sparkling Energy Drink. I don't think I've ever tried this before. This is the peach mango flavor. It's pretty good. 0 grams of sugar, but it does have that like artificial sugar taste. So I'm not sure what the sweetener is in this. Sucralose. Is that the bad one? And I also picked up a little lunch because we need some food. I got a little pizza. Looks delicious. So I'm gonna scarf this down and listen to some music. Normally I listen to true crime when I'm just sitting in the car, but lately I haven't really been super into true crime. I feel like I've been having a hard time focusing on whatever the story is I'm listening to. So I'm just gonna listen to music and enjoy my pizza. Okay, I decided to start in the jackets because I am determined to find a jacket today. I really liked this like suede material, and I love that it's a chocolate brown, but it is way too big. So unfortunately, I have to put her back. And I don't have a good quality black leather jacket. This one definitely feels very cheap, but the trench coat style has been really popular, just not so much in black leather. So gonna have to pass on that. I also found this chocolate brown leather jacket. It is 100% leather, so I liked that idea. I love the color, but again, it's just way too big, so it's not worth taking home with me because I am not able to do any alterations to this. And this is a perfect example of a fast fashion skirt that I would never pay full price for because I could so easily make this with thrifted fabric for a fraction of the price and it would be more sustainable. And I picked up this maxi skirt because I liked the colors, but I'm really not a big fan of the pattern, and it's all polyester, and it's not the good feeling polyester. It feels very cheap. And I found another corduroy skirt in a very similar plum color to the one I found at the red, white, and blue thrift store, but I don't need 2 very similar skirts, so gonna have to put that one back. I've also been really drawn to gingham fabrics for the last year, I think, and this little gingham baby doll dress is adorable. It says that it's a size large, and I think that since the baby doll style is a little bit oversized, I think we can make this work. And I was deceived by these black western boots. I thought they were so cute, and then once I picked them up, I realized these must be kids' shoes because they're just so tiny. And I've mentioned before that it seems like polka dots are coming back, but the style of this top isn't really the style that I'm going for. and there's just not a lot of fabric to work with if I wanted to buy this to use the fabric for an upcycle, so I have to put this one back. And the same goes for this little red gingham top. I think it's so cute, but also it just looks way too small and it's super cropped, so even if I wanted to use the fabric for something else, there's just not enough here to work with, and it's not going to fit as is, so we got to put it back. But I did find this flowy beige Chico's top. I feel like the top could definitely be off the shoulder the way that it has the elastic around the neckline, and then it has these shorter bell sleeves. I think there's potential to either turn this into something or style it in a really cute way. Okay, we only got 2 items from that Goodwill. The last few times I've gone there, I did not have very good luck. I think the last time I went there, I spent like 2 hours there and I got one thing. I'm not sure if I have time today to go to another thrift store. The only other thrift store that I would want to even go to today is like 40 minutes away. It's already after 4 o'clock, so it would be closer to 5 by the time I even get to the other Goodwill. But as I get closer to my house, if I decide I have enough energy for one more thrift store, then we will go. Otherwise, I'm just gonna go home and then wash what I have, and then I can show you guys what I want to do with the pieces that I want to upcycle, and then how I would style the pieces that I want to keep as is. We got some pretty good stuff this thrift haul and a lot of things to upcycle. I think out of this whole pile, maybe 1 or 2 things I will keep as is. Everything else is either going to have a minor alteration or a complete upcycle and thrift flip. I think I should go over the accessory pieces first. I got these 2 scarves. I like this one a lot because the colors were really fun and it kind of reminded me of this one here. And then this one is like a really thin, bright green. You good? I really love this thin scarf. It doesn't really serve much of a purpose for keeping you warm, but I think as a fun accessory, this one is really cute. And I think it can also be worn as a scarf belt. Maybe with like a pair of jeans or something. I think this would be really cute. And then, excuse me, I did end up getting these little Clark's clogs. I think they seem to be in really good condition. I'm a little concerned about this like faux Sherpa here. I don't think it looks dirty. I think it's meant to be this like beige color, but it just looks a little bit worn in. But I think just as a fall or winter shoe, I think I can get a lot of wear out of these. For a lot of these, I'm gonna need your help deciding what to do with them. I have been doing so many projects with button downs, turning them into square neck tops or halter tops, tank tops, skirts. So I'm getting to a point now where I'm probably gonna have to recreate a lot of the same pieces just with different fabrics, because I don't know how many new alterations I can do with button downs, but I really like this fabric. It's a black gingham, but it has black embroidered flowers on it. So I thought that was unique. And this one does have longer sleeves, so I would like to utilize the sleeves if I can, but I'm just not sure what I want to do with this. I love the fabric and I love the idea of this as a top. I just need to figure out what style top I want to make with this. I could do something with like a corset front that like laces up in the front and then ties in a little bow. And then maybe I could also add some eyelet trim around the neckline. I think that would match really well. And next we have another button down. It's just this red, pink, white striped button down. It feels like a linen material. Yeah, 55% linen, 45% rayon. I could turn this into a mini skirt, or I could do another top where I use the back as the front and then I can have a tie in the back. And then maybe do like a high neck. I think that would be a fun possibility. This one I might want to keep as is, but then just make it more fitted. This is an Ann Taylor like brown linen button down. I think this has a lot of potential to be really cute as is. I would just need to make it a little bit more fitted along the sides and the waist. This one is a Chico's beige top. I think that this can be an off the shoulder top. I haven't tried it on yet. So this one is possible that I can wear as is and not make any alterations to it. I think I could probably style this with like denim cutoff shorts, a chunky belt, and then maybe some knee-high boots. If I come up with a different way to style it, I will show you guys here. But if I don't like how this looks styled as is, I could turn it into something else. I just don't know what. And then this like linen dress nightgown looking thing. It was already very tiny when I picked it up from the thrift store. I feel like this looks like a kid's pajama dress, or maybe whoever owned it first shrunk it on accident, but I really like this like brown striped linen. And I'm thinking at least with the bottom part of this fabric, I want to turn it into a mini skirt, and I would probably do a side zipper instead of elastic. That way it has like a super low profile and the waistband's not chunky from the elastic. And if I did that, I think I would have some extra fabric from like here up to work with. Actually, yeah, I'm pretty confident this part will not fit me, so I will have to deconstruct it and then use the fabric for something else. But I at least want to turn this into a skirt and then do something with the scrap fabric. Okay, next is this top. So the body of the top is 100% cotton and then the sleeves are polyester, but they're just like this sheer material. So I think I want to keep the style of this top as is. I just want to take in the sides and make it a little bit more fitted. I just feel like having the sleeves in the sheer material makes it really unique, and it also has these little sequins in the front and then a little tie here in the middle. So I think this would make a cute top. It just needs to be more fitted. And I picked up a couple skirts. In my last thrift haul, I found so many skirts. I've never found so many skirts at one thrift store in my life. But from this haul, we only got 2 skirts. It's pretty stretchy, so it's like a stretchy corduroy. And I love this as is. I just need to try this on because I have no idea if it will fit or not. I might need to make a minor alteration to the side, but I think for fall and winter, this will be a really fun piece to style. And then I got another corduroy skirt. This one is Bass jeans. And it's like this purpley plum color. I'm not sure if I want to keep this as a midi skirt or if I want to turn it into a mini skirt. But I think corduroy is always a good fall item to have in your closet. Here's another button down. I really liked this pattern. It's like a white with a beige floral print. So for this thrift trip, I was really drawn to patterns because I knew that I wanted to do more upcycles with this haul. And I feel like this could make a really cute top, maybe something kind of like one of these. I wonder if it would be possible to make the body of this smaller and then use the extra fabric from the sides to add extra panels to the sleeves, and then maybe turn them into like some kind of bell sleeve. I don't know if I can do that, but I might attempt something with one of our tops. This one probably has the most fabric to work with, so maybe I can do something with this. I feel like I don't do a lot of long sleeve projects. 1, because of where I live, and 2, you just need more fabric, especially if you wanted to make a bell sleeve. And I normally don't have a lot to work with. The last thing I want to show you guys is this little gingham dress. The brand Soleil. I don't know how to pronounce that, but it's just this little gingham baby doll dress, which I thought would be super cute paired with knee-high boots or like a mid-calf boot. It might have shrunk a little bit in the wash, but I feel like as a baby doll top, I feel like this might fit pretty well as is. But I will show you guys how I would style this, and you guys let me know if you think it's cute as is or if we should do something else with the fabric. I feel like this is going to end up being a pretty short thrift haul, but we'll see once I get to editing. The next video after this will be an alterations video. I might try to do like 2 or 3 pieces, or I might do one more intricate piece. I'm not sure yet, but stay tuned because that will be our next video. And until next week, bye!